I stood on the stage of the largest fitness convention of the year in Las Vegas, the bright lights reflecting off the eager faces of hundreds of attendees. The energy in the room was electric, and I felt a surge of excitement as I prepared to make a significant announcement. Ladies and gentlemen, I am thrilled to introduce the new collection from EmpowerFit. My voice echoed across the hall, met with enthusiastic applause. My name is Jessica Moore, and I am the owner of a chain of fitness centers and the founder of my fitness apparel line. My life has always been dedicated to my career, leaving little room for personal relationships, but today, that was about to change. As I stepped off the stage, my eyes scanned the crowd, taking in the mix of fitness enthusiasts, trainers, and industry professionals. Among them, one person stood out, a tall, athletically built man with a captivating smile. He exuded confidence and charisma, qualities that immediately drew my attention. His name, as I would soon learn, was Alex Wilson, one of the most renowned trainers in the United States. After my presentation, Alex approached me, and we struck up a conversation about our shared passion for fitness. It quickly became apparent that we had much in common, from our dedication to our work to our interest in the latest fitness technologies. "Jessica, your presentation was fantastic," Alex said, his eyes sparkling with genuine admiration. "I'd love to hear more about your vision for EmpowerFit." "Thank you, Alex," I replied, feeling a warm blush. "I'd be happy to share more. In fact, I'd love to hear about your approach to training as well." The next day, Alex invited me to join his training session. Curiosity and a bit of excitement prompted me to accept. His training was dynamic and invigorating, pushing my limits in ways I hadn't experienced before. Alex wasn't just physically impressive. His approach to training was deeply motivational and attuned to individual needs. After the intense workout, Alex suggested we grab lunch together. We found a cozy cafe nearby, where we spent hours talking about our lives, dreams, and goals. I found myself drawn to Alex's attention and understanding. He had a way of making me feel seen and appreciated, something I hadn't realized I was missing. That evening, back in my hotel room, I couldn't stop thinking about Alex. The feelings he stirred within me were new and exhilarating. For someone who had always been so focused on work, the idea of a romantic relationship was thrilling and terrifying. The following day I wrestled with doubts. Was it wise to let myself get involved with someone when my career demanded so much of my time and energy? But my heart was already leaning toward Alex, urging me to take a chance. As the convention progressed, Alex and I decided to collaborate on a joint masterclass. This project allowed us to spend more time together, blending our expertise and enhancing the experience for the participants. With each passing day, our connection grew stronger. Alex showed me a side of life I had been missing, one that wasn't solely defined by business success. One evening, we had a heated argument over differing business approaches. The confrontation was intense, testing the burgeoning bond between us, but it also led to a deeper understanding. We realized that our differing perspectives could complement each other, strengthening our professional and personal relationships. In a moment of vulnerability, Alex confessed his feelings for me. His words mirrored my emotions, and I opened my heart to him. We decided to give our relationship a chance, despite the challenges our careers might pose. As we left the convention together, I felt a sense of anticipation and joy. For the first time in a long while, I was looking forward to a future that included not just professional achievements, but personal happiness as well. Alex and I had found each other in the midst of our busy lives, and I knew that whatever lay ahead, we would face it together, stronger and more united than ever. The convention's second day dawned with a sense of anticipation. After the initial excitement of our introduction, I was eager to delve deeper into the world of Alex Wilson. We had agreed to meet early in the morning for his training session, and I arrived at the venue with a mixture of curiosity and excitement. Alex greeted me with his characteristic warm smile. "Ready for another intense session, Jessica?" "Absolutely," I replied, my enthusiasm genuine. "I'm curious to see what you have in store for today." The training was even more dynamic than the previous one. Alex had a unique ability to push each participant to their limits while maintaining an atmosphere of encouragement and support. His focus wasn't just on physical performance but also on mental resilience and motivation. I found myself not only challenged but inspired. After the session, Alex suggested we take a walk to cool down. As we strolled through the convention center, he shared stories from his journey in the fitness industry, from his early struggles to his rise as a top trainer. His passion was evident in every word, and I couldn't help but be captivated by his dedication. "Your journey is truly inspiring, Alex," I said, genuinely moved. "It's clear that you put your heart and soul into everything you do." "Thanks, Jessica," he replied, his eyes meeting mine with a sincerity that made my heart skip a beat. "I see the same drive in you. It's rare to find someone who understands the sacrifices and rewards of this industry." Our conversation flowed effortlessly, covering topics ranging from training techniques to personal philosophies. By the time we reached a small park near the convention center, I felt like I had known Alex for much longer than just a couple of days. We sat on a bench, enjoying the peaceful surroundings. Alex turned to me, his expression thoughtful. "Jessica, I've been thinking. Our industries overlap so much, and I believe we could create something truly special together. What do you think about organizing a joint masterclass here at the convention?" The idea was exciting and made perfect sense. Combining our expertise would undoubtedly offer immense value to participants. "I think that's a fantastic idea, Alex. Let's do it." Over the next few days, we worked tirelessly to plan the masterclass. Our collaboration was seamless, our strengths complementing each other perfectly. Alex's dynamic training methods paired with my insights into fitness, fashion, and business strategy created a holistic approach that resonated deeply with attendees. As we prepared for the masterclass, Alex and I spent more time together. We shared meals, brainstormed ideas, and even found moments to relax and enjoy each other's company. With each passing day, our bond grew stronger, and I found myself opening up to him in ways I hadn't with anyone else. One evening, after a long day of preparation, we decided to have dinner at a quiet restaurant away from the bustling convention. The atmosphere was intimate, the conversation flowing effortlessly. As we talked about our hopes and dreams, I realized just how much Alex understood me. Not just my professional ambitions, but also my personal desires and fears. "Jessica, I have to say, working with you has been incredible," Alex said, his voice sincere. "You have a vision and a passion that's truly inspiring." "Thank you, Alex," I replied, feeling a warmth spread through me. "I feel the same about you. This collaboration has been one of the most fulfilling experiences of my career." Just as the evening seemed perfect, a moment of tension arose. We began discussing our future plans, and our differing approaches to business management led to a heated debate. The argument was intense, but it also brought to light the depth of our passion and commitment. "Jessica, I didn't mean to upset you," Alex said, his tone softer. "I just believe that our different perspectives can actually make us stronger if we learn to balance them." "I understand, Alex," I replied, taking a deep breath. "It's just that I've always been so focused on my way of doing things. But you're right. We can find a balance and learn from each other." The argument ended with a mutual understanding and a stronger resolve to make our partnership work. We returned to our hotel with a renewed sense of purpose and connection. As we stood outside my room, Alex took my hand, his touch gentle but firm. "Jessica, I care about you. I don't want to lose what we've started here." "I care about you too, Alex," I admitted, my heart racing. "Let's see where this journey takes us, both professionally and personally." We spent the rest of the evening talking about our plans, our hopes, and the future we could build together. As the convention drew to a close, I knew that my life had taken a new, unexpected turn. Alex had come into my world, bringing with him not just a potential business partner but a kindred spirit who understood my deepest dreams and fears. Leaving the convention together, we walked hand in hand, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. For the first time in a long while, I felt a sense of anticipation and joy for the future. With Alex by my side, I knew that anything was possible. The final day of the convention arrived, and with it, our eagerly anticipated masterclass. Alex and I worked tirelessly to create a unique experience for the participants, blending our expertise to offer something truly exceptional. The room buzzed with excitement as fitness enthusiasts and professionals gathered, ready to learn from our collaboration. I glanced at Alex, who stood beside me, his presence both calming and invigorating. "Ready?" I asked, feeling a mix of nerves and excitement. "Always," he replied with a confident smile. "Let's give them something they'll never forget." We began the masterclass by sharing our personal journeys in the fitness industry. Alex spoke about his early challenges and triumphs, highlighting the importance of resilience and passion. I followed, discussing the vision behind EmpowerFit and the journey of building my fitness empire. The audience was captivated, hanging on to every word. Next, we transitioned into practical demonstrations. Alex led a high-energy workout session, showcasing his innovative training techniques. I provided insights on how the right fitness apparel can enhance performance and confidence. The synergy between us was palpable, and the participants were fully engaged, responding enthusiastically to our combined efforts. As the masterclass progressed, we opened the floor for questions. The interaction was dynamic, with attendees eager to learn more about our strategies and philosophies. One question stood out. A young woman asked how we balanced our demanding careers with personal relationships. Alex and I exchanged a glance, both of us aware of the significance of this question given our recent experiences. "It's not easy," Alex began, his tone thoughtful. "But I've found that true passion for what you do can fuel both your professional and personal life. It's about finding someone who understands and supports your dreams." I nodded in agreement. "It's also about making time for the things and people that matter. For me, it's been a learning curve, but meeting Alex has shown me that balance is possible." After the masterclass, we were inundated with positive feedback. Participants thanked us for the inspiration and practical advice, expressing how our collaboration had impacted them. It was a gratifying experience, reaffirming the potential of our partnership. Later that evening, Alex and I decided to celebrate our success. We chose a rooftop bar overlooking the bright lights of Las Vegas. The view was breathtaking, the city alive with energy. "To a successful masterclass in new beginnings," Alex toasted, raising his glass. "To new beginnings," I echoed, clinking my glass with his. As the night wore on, our conversation turned more personal. We shared stories of our pasts, our hopes, and our fears. I found myself opening up to Alex in ways I hadn't with anyone else. His understanding and empathy made me feel seen and valued. "Jessica, I have to be honest," Alex said, his gaze intense. "Meeting you has been one of the best things that's happened to me. I feel a connection with you that I've never felt before." His words touched me deeply. "I feel the same way, Alex. You've shown me a side of life that I didn't know I was missing." We continued talking, our bond growing stronger with each passing moment. It was clear that our connection went beyond professional collaboration. It was something deeper and more meaningful. As the evening drew to a close, we walked back to the hotel, the cool night air filled with the promise of new possibilities. Standing outside my room, Alex took my hands in his touch warm and reassuring. "Jessica, I want to explore this connection we have," he said softly. "I believe we can build something incredible together, both professionally and personally." "I want that too, Alex," I replied, my heart full of hope. "Let's take this journey together." With that, we shared a tender kiss, sealing our commitment to each other. It was a moment of pure joy and anticipation, marking the beginning of a new chapter in our lives. The convention had brought us together, but it was just the start. As Alex and I left Las Vegas hand in hand, I knew that our future was filled with endless possibilities. Together we would face whatever challenges came our way, building a partnership based on mutual respect, shared passion, and deep affection. Returning from Las Vegas, life seemed to pick up pace rapidly. Alex and I found ourselves back in our respective worlds, but now, everything felt different. Our budding relationship added a layer of excitement and complexity to our daily routines. Balancing our intense careers with this new emotional journey was going to be challenging, but we were both determined to make it work. One morning, a week after the convention, I was sitting in my office at EmpowerFit headquarters in Los Angeles. I was immersed in planning the launch of our new collection when my phone buzzed. It was a message from Alex. "Miss you already. Any chance you're free for dinner tonight, Alex?" A smile spread across my face. I quickly typed a reply. "Dinner sounds perfect. 7 p.m. at that little Italian place you love? Jess. His response was immediate. It's a date, can't wait to see you. As the day wore on, I couldn't help but think about how my life had changed in such a short time. For years my career had been my sole focus, leaving little room for anything else. But now, Alex has brought a new dimension to my life, one filled with excitement and promise. That evening we met at the Italian restaurant, a cozy spot with dim lighting and a warm atmosphere. Alex was already seated when I arrived, and he stood up, greeting me with a hug that made all the stress of the day melt away. "How was your day?" he asked as we sat down. "Busy but productive," I replied. "The new collection launch is just around the corner, so there's a lot to do." "How about you?" "Pretty hectic as well," he said. "But all I could think about was seeing you tonight." Our conversation flowed effortlessly, filled with laughter and shared stories. It was as if we had known each other for years, and yet, everything still felt new and exciting. Halfway through dinner, Alex's expression turned serious. "Jessica, I've been thinking about our future and how we can make this work despite our busy schedules. I believe communication and making time for each other is key. What do you think?" I nodded, appreciating his thoughtful approach. "I agree, Alex. It's going to be challenging, but I think we're up for it. We just need to prioritize and support each other." The following weeks were a whirlwind. We juggled our demanding careers while finding moments to be together. Some days were easier than others. There were times when our schedules clashed, and we had to cancel plans, leading to frustration and disappointment. But through it all, we remained committed to making our relationship work. One particularly challenging week, Alex was traveling for a series of fitness seminars while I was knee-deep in preparations for the launch event. We kept in touch through messages and late-night phone calls, but the distance was hard on both of us. "I miss you," I admitted during one of our calls. "This is tougher than I expected." "I miss you too, Jess," he said softly. "But we'll get through this. Just a few more days and I'll be back." The launch event finally arrived, and it was a resounding success. EmpowerFit's new collection was met with enthusiasm and praise. As I stood on stage addressing the crowd, I spotted Alex in the audience, having returned just in time to support me. The sight of him filled me with a sense of accomplishment and love. After the event we celebrated with my team, but I was eager to spend some quiet time with Alex. We found a secluded corner and shared a moment of relief and joy. "You were amazing up there," Alex said, wrapping his arms around me. "Thank you," I replied, leaning into his embrace. "I couldn't have done it without your support." As we stood there, I realized that despite the challenges, our relationship was becoming a source of strength and inspiration for both of us. We were learning to navigate the complexities of our lives together, finding a balance between our professional ambitions and our personal connection. In the weeks that followed, Alex and I continued to build our relationship, facing each new challenge with determination and love. We planned more joint projects, blending our expertise to create innovative fitness experiences. Our bond grew stronger, fueled by mutual respect and a deepening affection. We knew that the road ahead wouldn't always be easy, but with each passing day we became more certain that we were meant to face it together. Our partnership was not just about business or romance, it was about building a future filled with shared dreams and unwavering support. As we looked toward the horizon, hand in hand, we were ready to embrace whatever came our way, knowing that together we could achieve anything. One sunny Monday morning, I was buried under a mountain of paperwork in my office at EmpowerFit headquarters. The launch of our new collection had been a massive success, but with success came an avalanche of new responsibilities. I was so engrossed in my work that I barely noticed the time passing. At around noon, my assistant Maria knocked gently on the door before entering. "Jessica, there's someone here to see you. He says it's urgent." I looked up, puzzled. "Who is it?" "It's Alex," she replied, her expression cautious. "He looks." See, concerned, my heart skipped a beat. Alex and I had been struggling to find time for each other lately, our busy schedules creating a strain that neither of us wanted to acknowledge. I quickly stood up and followed Maria to the reception area. Alex was pacing back and forth, his face a mask of worry. When he saw me, he stopped and gave me a strained smile. "Jessica, we need to talk, now." We retreated to my office, where I closed the door behind us. "What's going on, Alex?" He took a deep breath, running a hand through his hair. "I just came from a meeting with my business partners. There's been a lot of pressure on me to expand our training programs nationwide, and it's going to require a lot of travel and commitment. I don't know how we can make this work with everything going on." I felt a pang of anxiety. "Alex, I understand the pressure you're under, but we can find a way to balance this. We've faced challenges before, and we can get through this too." "Jessica, it's not just about balancing schedules anymore," he said, his voice growing more intense. "We have fundamentally different approaches to our careers. You're rooted here with EmpowerFit, building something incredible. But my work requires me to be constantly on the move, adapting to new environments. How can we reconcile these differences?" His words stung, but I knew he was right. Our careers were pulling us in opposite directions, and we needed to find a solution. "Alex, I believe in what we have. We can figure this out. Maybe we need to rethink our priorities and find compromises." He sighed, his shoulders slumping. "I want to believe that too, Jessica. But we need to be realistic. Our work is demanding, and our relationship can't survive on fleeting moments and empty promises. We need a concrete plan." The tension in the room was palpable. We stood in silence for a moment, both of us grappling with the weight of the situation. Finally I spoke, my voice steady. "Let's take a step back and look at our options. We both have commitments that we can't ignore, but there has to be a way to make this work. I don't want to lose you, Alex." His expression softened, and he reached out to take my hand. "I don't want to lose you either, Jessica. Let's sit down and figure this out together." Over the next few days, Alex and I had several intense discussions about our future. We talked about our goals, our fears, and the potential sacrifices we might need to make. It was a difficult process, but it brought us closer together, forcing us to confront the reality of our situation head-on. One evening, after a particularly heated argument, we decided to take a break and go for a walk. The cool night air helped to clear our minds, and we found ourselves at a quiet park sitting on a bench. "Jessica, I've been thinking a lot about what you said," Alex began, his tone more reflective. "Maybe there is a way for us to blend our worlds. It won't be easy, but I believe it's possible." "I've been thinking too," I replied. "What if we looked into ways to integrate our work more? We could collaborate on projects that allow us to be together while still pursuing our individual goals." Alex nodded slowly. "I like that idea. We could start by co-hosting more events and workshops like we did at the convention. It would give us a chance to work together and support each other." The idea sparked a renewed sense of hope. We spent the next few weeks brainstorming and planning, finding creative ways to merge our professional lives. It was a challenging process, but it brought us closer and strengthened our resolve. Through it all, we learned to communicate better and support each other more effectively. Our relationship evolved, becoming a partnership built on trust, respect, and a shared vision for the future. As we stood on the brink of a new chapter, I felt a sense of optimism and excitement. Together, we could navigate the complexities of our careers and build a life that encompassed both our passions and our love for each other. The road ahead wouldn't be easy, but with Alex by my side, I knew we could overcome any obstacle and create something truly extraordinary. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden glow over the city, Alex and I sat down for a serious conversation. We had both been grappling with the realization that our careers were pulling us in different directions, and it was time to confront the difficult decisions that lay ahead. Sitting across from each other in my cozy living room, the weight of our words hung heavy in the air. Alex took a deep breath, his gaze steady. "Jessica, I've been thinking a lot about what we discussed," he began, his voice measured. "And I've come to realize that our careers are more than just jobs. They're a part of who we are. I can't ask you to give up EmpowerFit, just as you can't ask me to abandon my ambitions." I nodded, my heart heavy with understanding. "I know, Alex. It's been weighing on me too. But I also know that we can't keep going on like this, trying to fit our relationship into the spaces between our work commitments." He reached out to take my hand, his touch gentle yet firm. "I don't want to lose you, Jessica. But I also don't want to hold you back from achieving everything you've worked so hard for." Tears welled up in my eyes as I struggled to find the right words. "I don't want to lose you either, Alex. But I don't see how we can make this work without sacrificing something essential." For a moment we sat in silence, the weight of our dilemma pressing down on us. But then a sense of clarity washed over me. I knew what needed to be done, even if it tore my heart in two. "Alex, I think we need to take a break," I said, my voice trembling slightly. "Not because we don't love each other, but because we need the space to figure out what we truly want." He looked at me, his eyes filled with a mixture of sadness and resignation. "I understand, Jessica. And as much as it hurts, I think you're right. We need time apart to reevaluate our priorities and decide if our paths are still aligned." With a heavy heart, we made the painful decision to put our relationship on hold. It was a bittersweet moment, filled with uncertainty and sorrow, but also with a glimmer of hope for the future. As Alex left my apartment that evening, I couldn't help but feel a profound sense of loss. But deep down, I knew that it was the right choice. Sometimes, love requires sacrifice, and in this moment, we were both willing to make the ultimate sacrifice for the sake of our dreams. As I watched him disappear into the night, I knew that our journey was far from over. The road ahead would be rocky and uncertain, but it was a road we would walk alone. Each of us searching for our own path to fulfillment and happiness. And who knows, maybe one day, our paths would converge once again, and we would find our way back to each other, stronger and wiser for having taken this journey apart. In the days that followed our difficult decision to take a break, I found myself grappling with a whirlwind of emotions. The emptiness of Alex's absence weighed heavily on me, but amid the pain, I also sensed an opportunity for self-reflection and growth. Alone in my apartment one evening, I sat down with a journal and a pen, determined to confront the thoughts and feelings that had been swirling inside me since our conversation. As I poured my heart onto the pages, I began to realize that this period of separation could be a catalyst for profound personal transformation. With each passing day, I threw myself into my work with renewed vigor, channeling my energy into expanding EmpowerFit and nurturing my passion for fitness. Without the distraction of our relationship, I found a sense of clarity and purpose that had been eluding me for months. But despite my newfound focus, there were moments of doubt and longing that crept in, reminding me of the void left by Alex's absence. I missed his laughter, his warmth, and the easy companionship we had shared. Yet I knew that this time apart was necessary for both of us to find our own paths forward. As the weeks turned into months, I began to notice subtle changes within myself. I became more independent and self-reliant, discovering strengths and capabilities that I hadn't realized I possessed. Without the comfort of Alex's presence, I learned to lean on myself for support and guidance. But amidst the solitude, there were moments of profound insight and revelation. I began to explore new interests and hobbies, diving into books, art, and music with a newfound sense of curiosity and wonder. Through these experiences, I discovered parts of myself that had long been buried beneath the demands of my career and relationships. One evening, as I sat alone in my apartment surrounded by the soft glow of candlelight, a sense of peace washed over me. I realized that this period of solitude had been a gift, allowing me to reconnect with myself in ways I had never thought possible. And while I still missed Alex deeply, I knew that I was on the right path to becoming the best version of myself. As the days stretched into weeks and months, I found solace in the simple pleasures of life: a quiet walk in the park, a cup of tea on a rainy afternoon, and the gentle hum of my favorite music playing in the background. Through it all, I embraced the journey of self-discovery with an open heart and a newfound sense of purpose. And though the road ahead remained uncertain, I faced it with courage and determination, knowing that the lessons I had learned during this time apart would guide me toward a future filled with endless possibilities. For in the silence of solitude, I had found the strength to embrace the beauty of my own company and the courage to forge my own path, wherever it may lead. As the months passed, I immersed myself in my work and personal growth, but the memory of Alex lingered in the recesses of my mind. Despite the passage of time, I couldn't shake the feeling that our story was far from over. One evening, out of the blue, I received a message from Alex. My heart raced as I read his words, filled with a mix of anticipation and trepidation. He wanted to meet, to talk about our relationship and the possibility of reconciliation. With a mixture of nerves and excitement, I agreed to meet him at our favorite cafe, the place where we had shared so many memories together. As I waited for him to arrive, I couldn't help but wonder what the future held in store for us. When Alex walked through the door, I felt a rush of emotions flood over me. He looked just as handsome as I remembered, his eyes filled with a mixture of regret and hope. "Jessica," he said softly, taking a seat across from me. "I've missed you." "I've missed you too, Alex," I replied, my voice barely above a whisper. We talked for hours, laying our hearts bare and confronting the mistakes and misunderstandings that had driven us apart. With each word, I felt a sense of healing wash over me, as if the wounds of the past were finally beginning to heal. As the evening drew to a close, Alex reached out to take my hand, his touch sending a shiver down my spine. "Jessica, I know that we both made mistakes, but I believe that our love is worth fighting for. Will you give us another chance?" Tears welled up in my eyes as I nodded, my heart overflowing with emotion. "Yes, Alex, I want to try again. I believe in us." At that moment, it felt as if a weight had been lifted from my shoulders, and a sense of peace washed over me. Despite the challenges and uncertainties that lay ahead, I knew that we were stronger together than we could ever be apart. And so, with hearts full of hope and determination, Alex and I embarked on a new chapter of our journey together. We knew that it wouldn't be easy, but we were committed to facing whatever obstacles came our way, hand in hand. As we left the cafe that evening, the stars twinkled overhead, casting a warm glow over the city. As we walked side by side, I knew that no matter what the future held, we would face it together, united in love and ready to embrace whatever adventures lay ahead. With our decision to give our relationship another chance, Alex and I embarked on a journey of rebuilding trust and renewing our commitments to each other. We knew that it wouldn't be easy, but we were determined to learn from our past mistakes and create a stronger, more resilient bond. The first step was communication. We made a conscious effort to be more open and honest with each other, sharing our thoughts, fears, and aspirations without reservation. It wasn't always easy. There were moments of vulnerability and discomfort, but with each conversation, we grew closer, forging a deeper understanding of each other's needs and desires. We also made a commitment to prioritize our relationship amidst our busy schedules. We carved out dedicated time for each other, whether it was a quiet dinner at home or a weekend getaway to explore new places. These moments of togetherness became the foundation of our renewed connection, reminding us of the love and joy that brought us together in the first place. But perhaps the most important aspect of our journey was forgiveness. We acknowledged the mistakes and hurt of the past, but we chose to let go of resentment and bitterness, instead focusing on the future we wanted to build together. It wasn't easy to forgive and forget, but with time and patience we found healing and redemption in each other's arms. As we navigated the ups and downs of our relationship, we leaned on each other for support and strength. There were moments of doubt and insecurity, but we faced them head-on, knowing that our love was worth fighting for. And with each obstacle we overcame, our bond grew stronger, fortified by trust, loyalty, and unwavering commitment. Looking back on our journey, I couldn't help but marvel at how far we had come. From the brink of separation to a renewed sense of hope and possibility, our relationship had weathered the storms of uncertainty and emerged stronger than ever before. And as we stood on the threshold of a new chapter in our lives, I knew that together there was nothing we couldn't overcome. With renewed trust and a deepened commitment to each other, Alex and I set out to build a future filled with love, laughter, and endless possibilities. And as we walked hand in hand into the unknown, I felt a sense of peace and gratitude wash over me, knowing that no matter what the future held, we would face it together, as partners, lovers, and best friends. As Alex and I continued to nurture our relationship, we found ourselves on the cusp of a new beginning. With renewed trust, open communication, and unwavering commitment, we laid a solid foundation for our future together. Now, it was time to take the next step and embrace the possibilities that lay ahead. One sunny afternoon, Alex surprised me with a spontaneous trip to the countryside. We drove along winding roads, the windows down and the wind tousling our hair, until we arrived at a quaint bed and breakfast nestled amidst rolling hills and lush greenery. As we stepped out of the car and took in the picturesque surroundings, I felt a sense of peace wash over me. It was as if the tranquility of the countryside mirrored the calmness that had settled within our hearts. Over the course of our weekend getaway, we immersed ourselves in simple pleasures, long walks through meadows ablaze with wildflowers, leisurely picnics by the river, and cozy evenings spent by the fireplace, lost in conversation and laughter. It was during one of these quiet moments that Alex took my hand and looked into my eyes with a soft smile. "Jessica," he began, his voice filled with warmth and sincerity, "I know we've been through a lot together, but I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. You mean everything to me, and I want to spend the rest of my life making you happy." Tears welled up in my eyes as I listened to his words, my heart overflowing with love and gratitude. "Alex, I feel the same way," I replied, my voice barely above a whisper. "You've brought so much light and love into my life, and I can't imagine a future without you by my side." With a sense of serenity and purpose, Alex reached into his pocket and pulled out a small velvet box. As he opened it, revealing a shimmering diamond ring, my breath caught in my throat. "Jessica, will you marry me?" he asked, his eyes shining with hope and love. At that moment, surrounded by the beauty of nature and the warmth of our love, I knew that this was the beginning of a new chapter in our lives. With tears of joy streaming down my cheeks, I nodded and whispered, "Yes, Alex, yes, 1,000 times yes." As he slipped the ring onto my finger, sealing our promise of love and commitment, I felt a profound sense of happiness wash over me. Together, we had overcome obstacles, faced challenges, and emerged stronger than ever before. And now, as we embarked on this journey toward marriage, I knew that our love would be the guiding light that led us through whatever adventures lay ahead. With hearts full of love and anticipation, Alex and I embraced each other, knowing that this was only the beginning of our happily ever after. As we stood together, hand in hand, gazing out at the horizon, I couldn't help but feel a sense of gratitude for the beautiful, imperfect, extraordinary journey that had brought us to this moment. A moment of pure, unadulterated bliss and the promise of a future filled with love, laughter, and endless possibilities. As the days turned into weeks and months, Alex and I began to plan our wedding, a celebration of love, commitment, and the journey we had embarked upon together. We pored over every detail, from the venue and the flowers to the menu and the music, infusing each aspect with our unique personalities and shared dreams. On a warm, sunny day in June, surrounded by our closest friends and family, we exchanged vows of love and devotion in a picturesque garden ceremony. The air was filled with the sweet scent of flowers, and the sound of birdsong provided the perfect backdrop to our heartfelt promises. As I stood at the altar gazing into Alex's eyes, I felt a sense of joy and contentment wash over me. At that moment, surrounded by the people we loved most, I knew that this was where I was meant to be, by Alex's side, forever and always. With tears of happiness in our eyes, we sealed our vows with a tender kiss, the sound of applause and cheers echoing around us. As we walked hand in hand down the aisle, the weight of our commitment felt lighter than air, buoyed by the love and support of our family and friends. The reception that followed was a joyous affair, filled with laughter, dancing, and heartfelt speeches. We savored every moment, basking in the warmth of our loved ones and the overwhelming sense of happiness that filled the air. As the night drew to a close, Alex and I stole away for a quiet moment alone, watching the stars twinkle overhead. Wrapped in each other's arms, we reflected on the journey that had brought us to this point, the highs and lows, the challenges and triumphs, and the unwavering love that had sustained us through it all. "I love you, Jessica," Alex whispered, his voice soft and filled with emotion. "I love you too, Alex," I replied, pressing a gentle kiss to his lips. In that moment, surrounded by the beauty of the night sky and the promise of a future filled with love and possibility, we knew that our journey together was just beginning. And as we walked hand in hand into the unknown, we did so with hearts full of hope, knowing that no matter what challenges lay ahead, we would face them together, as partners, lovers, and best friends. With our wedding behind us and our vows of love and commitment sealed, Alex and I set out to build a life together, a life filled with love, laughter, and shared dreams. We moved into a cozy home nestled in the countryside, surrounded by rolling hills and lush greenery. Together, we transformed our house into a sanctuary, filling it with warmth, comfort, and the echoes of our love. In the months that followed, we embarked on new adventures, exploring the world hand in hand, from romantic getaways to exotic destinations to quiet weekends spent at home. Every moment we shared deepened our bond and strengthened our connection. As we settled into our life together, we pursued our passions and dreams with renewed vigor. Alex continued to expand his fitness empire, while I poured my heart into EmpowerFit, guiding it to new heights of success and innovation. But amidst the busyness of our lives, we always made time for each other. Whether it was a cozy dinner by the fire or a spontaneous picnic in the park, we cherished the moments we shared, knowing that they were the foundation of our happiness. As the years passed, our love only grew stronger, deepening with each passing day. We faced challenges and triumphs together, weathering the storms of life with unwavering love and support. And as we looked toward the future, we knew that no matter what lay ahead, we would face it together, hand in hand, hearts entwined forever and always. For in each other's arms we had found our home, our sanctuary, our forever. As our love continued to blossom and our life together flourished, Alex and I began to dream of expanding our family. We longed for the pitter-patter of tiny feet and the joy of parenthood, a new chapter in our journey of love. After months of anticipation and excitement, we received the most precious gift of all, a positive pregnancy test. The news filled our hearts with an overwhelming sense of joy and gratitude, as we eagerly awaited the arrival of our little bundle of joy. Throughout the pregnancy, we shared in the wonder and miracle of new life, attending doctor's appointments together and marveling at the sight of our growing baby on ultrasound scans. Each kick and flutter reminded us of the incredible bond we shared and the love that awaited our little one. As the due date drew near, we prepared our home with care, transforming a cozy nursery into a haven of love and warmth. We stocked up on baby essentials, eagerly anticipating the day when our precious baby would finally arrive. And then, one beautiful spring morning, our lives were forever changed as we welcomed our daughter into the world. The moment she was placed in my arms, I felt a surge of overwhelming love and tenderness, as if my heart had expanded to encompass the entire universe. As Alex gazed down at our daughter with tears of joy in his eyes, I knew that our family was complete. Together, we embarked on the greatest adventure of all, parenthood, a journey filled with laughter and tears, milestones and memories, and the boundless love that would carry us through it all. In the quiet moments of the night, as I rocked our daughter to sleep in my arms, I couldn't help but marvel at the beauty and wonder of life. As I looked at Alex, his face illuminated by the soft glow of moonlight, I knew that we were blessed beyond measure, surrounded by the love of our growing family, and the promise of a future filled with endless possibilities. With the arrival of our daughter, our lives were forever changed in the most beautiful and profound ways. Parenthood brought with it a whirlwind of emotions, challenges, and joys, as we navigated the uncharted waters of raising a child together. In those early days, sleepless nights and round-the-clock feedings became our new normal. Yet, amidst the exhaustion and chaos, there was an undeniable sense of wonder and awe as we watched our daughter grow and thrive before our eyes. Together, Alex and I embraced the ups and downs of parenthood, leaning on each other for support and guidance. We shared in the joys of our daughter's first smile, her first steps, and her first words, cherishing each milestone as a precious reminder of the miracle of life. But parenthood also tested our patience and resilience, pushing us to our limits as we grappled with tantrums, sleep regressions, and the never-ending demands of caregiving. Yet, through it all, we remained steadfast in our love for each other and our commitment to our family. As our daughter grew older, we faced new challenges and responsibilities, from navigating the intricacies of school admissions to juggling extracurricular activities and playdates. Yet with each passing day, our bond as a family grew stronger, anchored by the love and devotion that bound us together. In the midst of the chaos and busyness of parenthood, we made time for each other, carving out moments of intimacy and connection amidst the chaos of daily life. Whether it was a quiet dinner at home after our daughter had gone to bed or a spontaneous date night out, we cherished the opportunity to nurture our relationship and reconnect as partners and lovers. Through the joys and challenges of parenthood, Alex and I learned the true meaning of love, sacrifice, and devotion. As we watched our daughter blossom into a confident and compassionate young person, we knew that every moment of struggle and sacrifice had been worth it, for the gift of parenthood was the greatest blessing of all. As the years passed, our daughter grew into a remarkable young woman, filled with dreams and aspirations of her own. As we watched her spread her wings and embark on her own journey, we couldn't help but feel a sense of pride and fulfillment, knowing that we had played a part in shaping the incredible person she had become. Together, Alex and I continue to nurture our love and deepen our connection, celebrating the milestones and moments that marked our journey together. From anniversaries and family vacations to quiet evenings spent reminiscing about the past, our love only grew stronger with each passing day. As we grew older, we faced new challenges and adventures, from navigating the joys and pains of aging to embarking on new adventures and pursuits in our golden years. Yet through it all, our love remained the constant, the guiding light that illuminated our path and filled our hearts with warmth and joy. And as we looked back on our journey together, the highs and lows, the triumphs and tribulations, we knew that we had lived a lifetime of love, filled with laughter, tears, and the countless moments that had woven the tapestry of our shared life. As we stood hand in hand, gazing out at the sunset of our lives, we knew that our love would endure, transcending time and space to bind us together for eternity. For in each other's arms we had found our home, our sanctuary, our forever. And as we whispered those three little words, "I love you," into the quiet of the night, we knew that our love would live on, a testament to the power of a lifetime spent together, united in love and bound by the promise of a future filled with endless possibilities.